बच्चों, कैसे हैं आप सभी। आई होप आप सभी बहुत अच्छे से होंगे और खूब मन लगाकर पढ़ाई भी कर रहे होंगे। क्लास की शुरुआत करते हैं। चैप्टर है हमारा द मुगल्स। प्रिल्यूड, हाइलाइट्स ऑफ द चैप्टर। बाबर 1526 टू 1530, हुमायूं 1530 टू 1540 एंड 1555 टू 1556, अकबर 1556 टू 1605, जहांगीर 1605 to 1627, शाहजहां 1627 to 1658, औरंगजेब 1658 to 1707. Important features of Mughal rule and administration and later Mughals and decline of the Mughal dynasty. बच्चों अब आ जाते हैं स्नीक पीक पर। मुगल डायनेस्टी, बाबर AD 1526 to AD 1530, हुमायूं AD 1530 to 1540, AD 1555 to 1556, अकबर AD 1556 to AD 1605, जिसके अंदर आता है मिलिट्री कैंपेन्स। एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन इसके अंदर है मानसबदारी एंड फिर आता है पॉलिसी, जिसके अंदर है टैक्सेशन, राजपूत्स, रिलीजियस, आर्ट एंड आर्किटेक्चर। फिर आते हैं जहांगीर AD 1605 to AD 1627, शाहजहां AD 1627 to AD 1658, औरंगजेब AD 1658 to AD 1707, जिसमें आता है पॉलिसीज। और इसके अंदर आता है बच्चों रिलीजियस पॉलिसी, राजपूत्स, डेक्कन, अहम सिख्स, लेटर मुगल रूरल्स एंड फिर आता है डाउनफॉल ऑफ मुगल डायनेस्टी। बच्चों अब आते हैं राइज ऑफ द मुगल्स पर। द वर्ड मुगल मीन्स मंगोल इन पर्शियन। द टर्म रेफर्स टू द origins of the Mughals. They were descendants of Genghis Khan, who ruled over Mongol tribes China and Central Asia, and Timur, the ruler of Iran, Iraq and Turkey. They invaded the subcontinent under the leadership of Babur and managed to establish their rule on account of the political situation prevailing in the country at the time. There was no strong ruler at the center of power to turn them away from India. बच्चों जो वर्ड है मुगल, उसका मतलब है मंगोल, जो कि एक पर्शियन वर्ड है। इसको रेफर किया गया है, ये ओरिजिन है मुगल्स का। इसका मतलब है कि वो सभी डिसेंडेंट्स थे गेंगीज खान के, जिन्होंने रूल किया था मंगोल ट्राइब्स के ऊपर, चाइना के ऊपर और सेंट्रल एशिया के ऊपर। और साथ में तिमूर जो रूलर था ईरान, इराक और टर्की का। The process of disintegration of the Delhi Sultanate had begun towards the end of the Tughlaq rule. It was hastened further by Timur's invention. By the time the later situations such as the Sayyids and the Lodhis came to power, the Sultanate had shrunk considerably in size. The Mughals not only managed to establish a pan-India, but empire also keep it under one rule for more than 200 years, which was a remarkable achievement. Earlier, medieval rulers had rarely managed to establish pan-India ruler, and if so, only for short periods of time. The rule of the Mughals had a lasting impact on the Indian subcontinent, its policies, society and culture. Their system of administration and ideas of governance continued long after their rule. इनका जो गवर्नेंस था, इनकी जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन थी, वो बहुत सालों तक ये चलता रहा, इन्होंने रूल किया था। बाबर की बात करते हैं, जो कि AD 1526 से AD 1530 तक था। बाबर वॉज द फर्स्ट मुगल एम्पीरियर ऑफ इंडिया। His father, a descendant of Timur, ruled over Farghana, a small province in Central Asia. His mother was a descendant of Genghis Khan. Towards the end of the 15th century AD, he succeeded to the throne of Farghana. बच्चों बाबर जो था वो पहला मुगल एम्पीरियर था इंडिया का। उसके जो फादर थे वो डिसेंडेंट थे तिमूर, जिन्होंने रूल किया था फरंगाना के ऊपर, जो कि एक स्मॉल प्रोविंस था सेंट्रल एशिया का। और उसकी जो मदर थी, यानी बाबर की जो मदर थी, वो एक डिसेंडेंट थी गंगीज खान की। और इनका जो एंड हुआ था वो हुआ था 15th century AD में। He was only 12 at the time when another group of Mongols known as Uyghurs invaded Farghana. He was forced to leave the province. After moving from place to place for nearly a decade, he finally managed to seize Kabul in AD 1504 and turned his attention towards India. बच्चों वो केवल 12 साल का था बाबर जब मंगोल पर किसी और ने अपना राज कर लिया था, और इसके बाद में उसे अपना जो देश था मंगोल जो था वो छोड़ना पड़ा। और बहुत सालों तक भटकने के बाद में, एक जगह से दूसरी जगह जाने के बाद में, उसे फाइनली काबुल में जगह मिली, पनाह मिली AD 1504 में। Babur's initial invention into India met with later success, but things changed in AD 1526 during the rule of the last Delhi Sultanate, Ibrahim Lodi. Ibrahim's rule was remarkable by number of rebellions. He was also involved in a conflict with the ruler of Mewar, Rana Sanga, for control over Rajasthan. Besides, Ibrahim Lodi was quite unpopular with his nobles, who began to plot against him. Finally, one of Ibrahim's nobles, Daulat Khan Lodi, who was the governor of Punjab, and Rana Sanga invited Babur to invade India and help them overthrow Ibrahim Lodi. Some of the important battles fought by Babur were, जो बैटल्स थे, जो लड़ाइयाँ लड़ी गई थी बाबर के द्वारा, वो कौन कौन सी थी? द फर्स्ट बैटल ऑफ पानीपत AD 1526, द बैटल ऑफ खाउना AD 1527, द बैटल ऑफ चंदेरी AD 1528, द बैटल ऑफ घाघरा AD 1529. Humayun AD 1530 to AD 1540. Humayun was the eldest and favorite son of Babur. On his deathbed, Babur asked Humayun to never punish his brothers even if they deserved, and it was this last wish which created many problems for Humayun. After Babur's death, Humayun ascended the throne at the age of 22. बच्चों, हुमायूं जो था सबसे एल्डेस्ट और फेवरेट सन था बाबर का, और जब बाबर अपने मरणशैया पर था तो उन्होंने हुमायूं से ये दरख्वास्त की थी कि चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए, लेकिन वो अपने जो चाचा हैं उनको कभी भी, यानी जो बाबर के भाई हैं, उन्हें कभी भी कोई सज़ा ना दें। और बाबर की डेथ के बाद में हुमायूं जो था उसने 22 साल की, महज 22 साल की एज में ही वो राजा बन गया था। हुमायूं हैज़ बीन डिस्क्राइब्ड एज अ चार्मिंग पर्सनालिटी, द आर्टिस्ट, अ पोएट एंड एस्ट्रोनॉमर, बट नॉट अ वॉरियर, इवन दो ही हैड मेनी सक्सेसफुल मिलिट्री एक्सप्लॉइट्स थ्रू हिज क्रेडिट। हुमायूं annexed Gujarat and Malwa and captured the forts of Champaner and Mandu, but Sher Shah proved a wily opponent. At that time, Humayun faced problems in Agra with his brothers taking claim to the throne. बच्चों, हुमायूं जो था वो काफ़ी चार्मिंग था, चार्मिंग पर्सनालिटी थी, एक आर्टिस्ट था और एक एस्ट्रोनॉमर भी था, एक पोएट भी था, लेकिन वो एक अच्छा शासक नहीं था, यानी वो एक योद्धा अच्छा नहीं था। The exile. Due to developments in Agra, he tried reconciliatory methods to win over Sher Shah, but Sher Shah attacked the army camping at night, killing many sleeping soldiers. Humayun himself was lucky to escape the massacre by swimming across the Ganga using air-filled water bags. बच्चों, आगरा में कुछ डेवलपमेंट होने के बाद में उसने ट्राई किया कि वो शेर शाह के ऊपर जीत हासिल कर सके, लेकिन शेर शाह ने उसकी आर्मी कैंप पर अटैक कर दिया जिसमें कई सारे सोल्जर्स मारे गए। लेकिन हुमायूं लकी था कि वो गंगा के अंदर से वाटर बैग लेकर के और गंगा के अंदर से वो बच गया था, वरना वो भी मारा जाता। इन 1540 हुमायूं विद हिज ब्रदर्स Askari and Hindal fought Sher Shah at the Battle of Kannauj. He faced defeat and had to retreat to Agra. As Sher Shah's army was fast approaching, they moved from Agra to Lahore. Sher Shah refused to compromise and asked Humayun to go to Kabul. On approaching Kabul, Humayun was informed about the army that was advancing towards them. He decided to leave his son Akbar behind in the care of Narsingh mother and moved with his troops through the Hindu Kush to Iran to seek refuge in the Safavid Empire, recapturing the throne. AD 1555 to AD 1556. The Shah of Iran promised assistance to Humayun, including 12,000 of the choicest cavalry to Humayun to enable him to attack Kamran. In exchange, he wanted Humayun to convert from Sunni to Shia Islam and hand over Kandahar. बच्चों, उसने हुमायूं पर फोर्स डाला शाह ने कि वो अपना क्योंकि एक सुन्नी था तो उसे फोर्स किया कि वो अपना इस्लाम बदले और उसे सुन्नी से वो सिया इस्लाम में कन्वर्ट हो जाए और कांधार में। With his superior army, Humayun took Kandahar from Ansari. He then moved to capture Kabul for Kamran, who fled before getting captured. Kamran were even attempted to make a pact with Sher Shah's descendant before he was captured by the Gakhars, a tribe fiercely loyal to the Mughals in spite of his inclination to forgive. Humayun finally ordered Kamran, blinded and Askari, chained and sent on a pilgrimage. Humayun turned towards India after the death of Sher Shah and his son and successor Islam Shah. He made Bairam Khan his trusted general in charge of the attack. Bairam Khan, a seasoned military man and a tactician, ensured a smooth passage to the throne of Delhi. Once in Delhi, he became leader and extended his empire to east and west. His exile in Persia had influenced many aspects of the region, from administration, revenue collection, or arts and miniatures. Humayun died in 1556 within a year of assuming power. When he tumbled down the stairs of the library. बच्चों हुमायूं 1556 में उसकी मृत्यु हो गई जब उसने नया नया अपना पावर लेना शुरू ही किया था, नया नया वो शासक ही बना था और इसकी मृत्यु हुई थी कैसे? लाइब्रेरी में वो सीढ़ियों से नीचे गिर गया था। रिसर्च जंक्शन, search and explore more about another's contemporary rule of Mughals, शेर शाह सूरी, write a short note about his conquests in India। इसकी प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा। नॉलेज जंक्शन पर आते हैं। द फेमस कोहिनूर डायमंड वाज गिवन टू हुमायूं बाय द रूलर ऑफ ग्वालियर आफ्टर द बैटल ऑफ पानीपत। बच्चों जो फेमस कोहिनूर डायमंड है उसे हुमायूं को दिया गया था ग्वालियर के रूलर द्वारा जब उसने पानीपत की लड़ाई में जीत हासिल की थी। ग्रैस्प एंड गेन, Humayun-Nama is the main source of information about Humayun's life. It was written by Babur's daughter Gulbadan Begum. In the book, Gulbadan Begum writes about an interesting episode which took place during the Battle of Chausa between Humayun and Sher Shah. बच्चों Humayun-Nama जो लिखा गया है वो हुमायूं के लाइफ के ऊपर हर एक इकलौता ऐसा सोर्स ऑफ इनकम है जो हुमायूं के लाइफ के बारे में बताता है और ये लिखा गया था बाबर की बेटी गुलबदन के द्वारा। इस बुक में गुलबदन ने कई सारी इंटरेस्टिंग चीज़ों के बारे में, हुमायूं के इंटरेस्टिंग चीज़ों के बारे में लिखी है और उसने एक बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग चीज़ की एक जिक्र की है जो कि चौसा में जो बैटल हुआ था हुमायूं और शेर शाह के बीच में उसके बारे में है। द बैटल, Humayun's army had suffered heavy losses to save his life. Humayun jumped into the Gangas. He nearly drowned, but a water carrier saw him and rescued him. In return for saving his life, Humayun put the water carrier on his throne for a day. अब आते हैं अकबर। AD 1556 to 1605. Akbar was born during his father Humayun's exile from India. He was only 13 years old when Humayun died, leaving the Mughal throne under his charge. In the early age of Akbar, his rule, Akbar was guided by his father's friend Bairam Khan. Humayun had appointed Bairam Khan as Akbar's guardian and regent, a person appointed to rule a territory on behalf of a minor or very young monarch till he comes of age. बच्चों अकबर का जन्म हुआ था और हुमायूं जब एक्साइल हो गया था इंडिया से, वो केवल 13 साल का था जब हुमायूं की मृत्यु हुई थी। मुगल फिर अकबर जो था वो उसने रूल करना स्टार्ट कर दिया था, लेकिन अकबर क्योंकि एक छोटी सी एज में था और उसके पिता की मृत्यु हो चुकी थी, इसलिए जो उसके फादर थे, अकबर के फादर थे, वो उसके जो फ्रेंड थे बैरम खान, उन्होंने अकबर को पालना शुरू किया था और हुमायूं को अपॉइंट किया गया था बैरम खान ताकि हुमायूं को अच्छे से पाल सके और जब तक वो अच्छे से बड़ा ना हो जाए और उसे दुनियादारी की समझ ना हो जाए कि कैसे शासक बनना है और कैसे राज करना है, तब तक बैरम खान को उसका गार्जियन बनाया गया था। मिलिट्री कैंपेन ऑफ Akbar. Soon after coming to power, Akbar had to fight a fierce battle with Hemu, the Hindu general of King Adil Sher Shah Suri. After Humayun's death, Hemu had captured Delhi and assumed the title of Maharaja Vikramaditya. The forces of Akbar and Hemu met in Panipat in AD 1556. The battle of that followed is known as the Second Battle of Panipat. Akbar successfully managed to defeat Hemu, who was captured and put to death. The battle helped assert Mughal authority over the Afghans. The battle gave Akbar control of Delhi and Agra. A few years later, Akbar ended the regency of Bairam Khan and launched campaigns to extend his control. He led successful attacks against neighboring kingdoms of Malwa and Gondwana. He also crushed the revolt of his half-brother Mirza Hakim and the Uzbeks. He then seized Rajput kingdoms such as Chittor and Ranthambore to make Rajput's rules submit to his authority. His victory over Rana Pratap, the ruler of Mewar, extended his control over the whole of Rajputana. Soon afterwards, he managed to establish his rule in Gujarat, Bihar, Bengal and Odisha, now Odisha as well. During the later years of his rule, he focused on expanding his empire to include Kandahar, Kashmir and Kabul. He also managed to annex the Deccan provinces of Berar, Khandesh and parts of Ahmednagar. Thus, Akbar established an empire that stretched from Afghanistan in the west to Bengal in the east and from Kashmir in the north to the Deccan region in the south. Akbar's administration. Akbar. Abdul Fazl's 3-volume history of Akbar's rule provides valuable information about Akbar's life and ancestors, important events during his rule, his administration, army and the extent of his empire. बच्चों, अकबरनामा जो है वो अकबर के बारे में, उसकी लाइफ के बारे में, उसके एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के बारे में, उसके एंसेस्टर्स के बारे में, इंपॉर्टेंट इवेंट्स के बारे में, उसके रूल के बारे में सारी चीज़ें बताता है. According to Abu Fazl, Akbar exercised absolute authority over his empire. He had several officials who helped him in administration, such as Prime Minister, Finance Minister, Minister of War, etc. Akazi served as the head of the judicial system. बच्चों, अकबर के टाइम पर जब वो रूल करता था तो उसकी टीम में कौन कौन होते थे, उसके एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन पूरा का पूरा एक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन था जो कि इसे हेल्प करता था, जिसके अंदर प्राइम मिनिस्टर, फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर, मिनिस्टर ऑफ वॉर भी था और इसके साथ साथ एक काजी भी था जो कि जुडिशियल सिस्टम का हेड माना जाता था. प्रोविंशियल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन. अकबर्स एम्पायर वाज डिवाइडेड इनटू प्रोविंसेस और सूबास. देयर were governed by subedars who also commanded their own armies. The subedars had many officers under them who helped to maintain law and order in the province, namely Bakshis. They were in charge of paying salaries to the soldiers. Sardars, they organized donations for religious and charitable purposes. Faujdars, they were commanders of Akbar's armies. And Kotwals, they were in charge of the police in towns. ये सभी अकबर के एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में थे. Each province also had a diwan, an officer who looked after all financial matters. The provinces who were further divided into districts or sarkars. These were again divided into paranganas, which comprised several villages. Villages were governed by panchayats. फिर आता है मानसबदारी सिस्टम. मानसब मीन्स रैंक और पोजीशन. द मानसबदारी सिस्टम वॉज अ ग्रेडिंग सिस्टम एम्प्लॉयड बाय अकबर. ही एम्प्लॉयड अ नंबर ऑफ नोबल्स नोन एज मानसबदार्स हु सप्लाइड हिम विद ट्रूप्स. बच्चों, मानसब का मतलब होता था रैंक या पोजीशन और मानसबदारी सिस्टम जो है वो ग्रेड किया जाता था उसके एम्प्लॉयज के बीच में अकबर के द्वारा. द मानसबदार्स वर गिवन ग्रेड्स कॉल्ड जाट्स which decided their rank, salaries and numbers of troops under their command. The higher the jat, the higher was the noble's rank and salary. The mansabdars had to maintain a specified number of cavalrymen known as sawar. They did not pay the troops but received their salaries from Akbar. The Mughal emperor installed a number of checks to ensure the mansabdars did not cheat him. The mansabdars had to get their sawar registered and inspected regularly. They also had to get their horses branded. Only then they could get money from Akbar to pay salaries to the troops. The mansabdars were given land or jagir from which they collected revenue in lieu of salary. However, they did not live in or administer the jagirs under their control. Their servants collected the revenue on their behalf. During Akbar's rule, the jagirs were assigned in such a way that the revenue collected from them was close to the salary determined by the Zat. Akbar's policies, taxation policy. बच्चों, अकबर की कुछ पॉलिसीज भी थी जिसके अंदर सबसे पहला टैक्सेशन पॉलिसी. टैक्स और फार्म प्रोड्यूस वर द चीफ सोर्स ऑफ इनकम फॉर मुगल्स. दिस टैक्स वाज कलेक्टेड बाय विलेज हेडमैन और लोकल चीफ टिंग्स नोन एज जमींदार्स. बच्चों, ये जो टैक्स होता था ये फार्म से प्रोड्यूस किया जाता था. ये एक चीफ सोर्स था इनकम का मुगल्स के लिए और ये टैक्सेस जो थे वो कलेक्टेड किए जाते थे विलेज के हेडमैन या जमींदार के द्वारा. अकबर्स रेवेन्यू मिनिस्टर तोदरमाल conducted a survey of areas under farming, crop yields and prices of crops for a 10-year period. On the basis of this, a revenue system was designed under which provinces were divided into circles and taxes were fixed on different crops. These taxes differed according to the revenue circle and had to be paid in cash rather than produce. This revenue system was known as Zabt. Akbar also made efforts to ensure farmers were not exploited during his rule. They were also given loans to buy seeds and cattle. बच्चों, अकबर इस बात का खासा ख्याल रखता था कि जो फार्मर्स होते हैं उन्हें किसी भी तरीके से कोई भी एक्सप्लॉइट न कर पाए और उस टाइम पर उन्हें फार्मर्स को लोन भी दिया जाता था ताकि वो सीड्स और कैटल को खरीद सकें. Policy with Rajputs. The Mughals were constantly at war with rulers who refused to accept their authority. But once they defeated the rulers, they gave the captured territories back to the rulers. The rulers were asked to administer the returned territories on behalf of the Mughals. This helped the Mughals extend their control over many kings and chieftains. Akbar used this policy to win the support of Rajputs. He used many other measures to achieve this end. He gave Rajputs his posts in the administration. Raja Todarmal and Birbal, who were among high-ranking officials in Akbar's court, were Rajputs. Akbar also entered into matrimonial alliances with the Rajputs to strengthen his relationship with him. He married Jodha Bai, the Rajput princess of Amber. His son also married into a Rajput royal family. His policy of religious tolerance also helped him win the loyalty of the Rajputs. बच्चों, अकबर ने हिंदू समाज में हिंदू की बेटी से शादी की थी, जो थी जोधाबाई, और उसके बेटे ने भी एक हिंदू लड़की से ही, एक हिंदू कन्या से ही शादी की थी, जो कि अकबर ने राजपूत्स के दिल में अपने लिए एक लॉयल्टी कामिल कर ली थी. The Rajput princes who married Mughals were free to practice their religion. Religious policy. Akbar was a tolerant ruler. In order to build a strong empire, he followed a policy of religious tolerance towards Hindus. He gave them important position in his administration and employed them in his army. He even took part in Hindu festivals and allowed construction of temples. He abolished the jizya and other tax imposed on Hindu pilgrims, which were unpopular among Hindus. Akbar is credited with the idea of sukhe kul और universal peace. बच्चों, अकबर जो था वो दूसरे रिलीजियस को भी मानता था, यानी वो हिंदू रिलीजियस को भी मानता था, वो टेम्पल्स बनवाता था और भगवान की पूजाओं में भी वो शामिल होता था. इब्दत खाना. Akbar had a keen interest in religious and social customs followed by people from different faiths. He often held discussions with scholars from different religions such as ulamas, brahmanas, Catholic priests. He constructed a half in Fatehpur Sikri where these discussions took place. This hall was known as इबादत खाना. बच्चों, अकबर जो था वो उसको बहुत ज़्यादा रिलीजियसली वो बहुत ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट रखता था, सोशल कस्टम्स में भी डिफरेंट लोगों के डिफरेंट फेथ्स के साथ में वो खड़ा रहता था, उसको बहुत अच्छा लगता था. उसने कई सारे स्कॉलर्स के साथ में डिफरेंट रिलीजन्स, उनके उलामास, ब्राह्मण्स और कैथलिक प्रिस्ट के बारे में भी जाना, पढ़ा, और इन सभी चीज़ों को डिस्कशन के लिए कि कहाँ पर डिस्कशन किया जाए, इसके लिए अकबर ने फतेहपुर सिकरी में एक हॉल बनाया था जहाँ पर ये सारी चीज़ें डिस्कस की जाती थी, जिसे इबादत खाना कहा जाता था. दिन Ilahi. Akbar started a religious path called the Din Ilahi or the divine faith after many discussions with religious scholars. The religious path prohibited killing of animals and the practice of sati, that is, burning of widows in their husband's pyre. It also encouraged people to leave eating meat for a few days in a year and worship the sun, fire and light. In keeping with his liberal views, Akbar did not force anyone to follow the path. However, not many people embraced the path. Raja Birbal was among the few who followed Din Ilahi. Art and architecture. Akbar was a pattern of art and culture. A new form of art which combined Persian and Indian elements emerged under his rule. His court included 9 talented men called Navratrans or 9 jewelers such as Abdul Rahim, Khane Khana, Fakir Azuddin, Mualla Do Piazza, Raja Birbal, Raja Todarmal, Tansen, Abul Fazl, Raja Man Singh and Faizi. He sought their advice on वेरियस मैटर्स. ये जितने भी लोगों के नाम हमने अभी पढ़े हैं, सुने हैं, इन सभी लोगों को जो अकबर था वो अपने साथ में रखता था और इनके एडवाइजेस को वो हर मैटर्स में इनके एडवाइजेस को सुनता था. अकबर ऑल्सो कंस्ट्रक्टेड सेवरल मैग्निफिशेंट मॉन्यूमेंट्स. ही बिल्ट द सिटी ऑफ फतेहपुर सिकरी और द सिटी of victory near Agra to celebrate his win over Gujarat. He chose the site out of respect for a Muslim mystic called Sheikh Salim Chishti, who had predicted Akbar would have 3 sons. The city is surrounded by walls on 3 sides and has a large artificial lake on the 4th side. It combines both Hindu and Islamic styles of architecture. Jahangir, AD 1605 to AD 1627. After ruling for nearly half a century, Akbar died in AD 1605. लगभग हाफ सेंचुरी तक रूल करने के बाद में अकबर मरा. कब? AD 1605 में. He was succeeded by his son Salim. Upon taking over the Mughal throne, Salim assumed the title of Nuruddin Jahangir. Jahangir means world conqueror. He helped extend and consolidate the empire built by Akbar through his many conquests. One of his first campaign was against his own son Khusrau, who had rebelled against him and made a bid for the Mughal throne. Jahangir managed to crush Khusrau's revolt and imprison him. It was around this time that seeds of discord were sown between the Mughals and the Sikhs. The fifth Sikh Guru, Arjan Dev, and helped Khusrau and gave him his blessing at Taran Taran. His ingrate Jahangir after capturing Khusrau. Jahangir also slapped a fine on Guru Arjan Dev for helping him. Guru Arjan Dev refused to pay the fine and was executed in AD 1606. Khusrau died in AD 1662. After putting an end to Khusrau's rebellion, Jahangir established his authority over Bengal and launched a military campaign against the ruler of Mewar, Amar Singh. Amar Singh was defeated and forced to accept the Mughal authority. Jahangir married Noor Jahan in 1611 CE. She was extremely talented and beautiful. She dominated the royal household and set new trends. Persian arts and culture flourished under her influence. Jahangir ने नूरजहां से 1611 CE में शादी की। नूरजहां जो थी वो बहुत ही सुंदर और बहुत ही ज़्यादा टैलेंटेड थी। उसने डोमिनेट किया रॉयल हाउस होल्ड को और एक नया ट्रेंड उसने शुरू किया जिसके अंदर पर्शियन आर्ट और कल्चर को फ्लॉरिश किया जाता था। In AD 1622, Mughal forces managed to capture Kangra. Jahangir also led many attacks in Deccan, especially Ahmednagar and the northeast, but they ended in defeat. It was during Jahangir's rule that Mughals lost Kandahar to the Persians. This was a major blow to Mughal power in Central Asia. Although Jahangir wanted to recapture Kandahar, he had to abandon his plans in order to deal with his son Khurram, who had risen in revolt against him. Jahangir died in AD 1627. Contact with English traders. It was during Jahangir's rule that the British first arrived in India. The successful trade of the Portuguese and Dutch traders with India had attacked them to the subcontinent. In AD 1608, William Hawkins was sent by King James I of England to get trade concessions from the Mughal Emperor. Hawkins was fluent in Turkey, thus enabled him to speak directly with the Emperor and impress him. He stayed on Jahangir's court for 2 years, AD 1609 to AD 1611. His accounts throw valuable light on Jahangir and his empire. Sir Thomas Roe came to India in AD 1615. He served as James I's ambassador in Jahangir's court. Though he was unable to get a permanent trade treaty with the Mughals, he managed to obtain trade privileges from the Prince Khurram. This set the base for the British East India Company's trade activities in India. Grasp and gain. Shah Jahan used material from many places to build the Taj Mahal. It took his artisans 22 years to finish the monument. The construction is believed to have been carried out under the guidance of craftsmen called Ustad ईसा। बच्चों, शाहजहां ने जो ताजमहल बनवाया था वो कई जगहों से, अलग अलग जगहों से मटेरियल मंगा के बनाया था और उसके आर्टिस्ट को 22 साल लगे थे ताजमहल को पूरा बनाने में। शाहजहां AD 1627 to AD 1658. After Jahangir's death, his son Khurram took over the Mughal throne. He assumed the title of Shah Jahan, which means king of the world. Initially, he concentrated on crushing the walls to consolidate his power. He subdued the Bandiola rulers of Bundelkhand and seized the province of Orchha from them. He attacked Deccan provinces and was successful in establishing Mughal control over Ahmednagar, Bijapur and Golconda. After securing his position, he decided to invade Balkh in Central Asia, but he was subdued by its Uzbek rulers. Although he managed to regain control of Kandahar, he lost it again to the Safavids of Persia a decade later. An expedition to recapture Kandahar later on failed. Art and architecture. Shah Jahan was a great builder. Major monuments constructed during his rule, including the Red Fort, Delhi, Moti Masjid, Agra, and Jama Masjid, Delhi, and the Taj Mahal, Agra. The monuments constructed by Shah Jahan were mostly built of marble rather than red sandstone. बच्चों, शाहजहां के द्वारा जितने भी monuments बनाए गए थे वो सभी marble से बनाए गए थे। कोई भी जो monument था वो red sandstone से नहीं बनाए गए थे। They had elaborately carved designs with colored precious and semi-precious stones set in the marble. This design technique is known as Petra dura. They were categorized by double domes. Besides buildings, Shah Jahan also made many beautiful gardens. He also founded the city of Shahjahanabad. He even ordered a grand throne made of gold and precious gems for himself. The canopy of the throne, called the Takht-e-Taos or the peacock throne, was decorated with peacocks. अब आते हैं औरंगजेब AD 1658 to AD 1707. In AD 1657, Shah Jahan fell seriously ill. On hearing the news, a struggle for the Mughal throne began between his four sons, Dara Sikho, Shuja, Murad and Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb, who proved himself an efficient general and had the support of many nobles, managed to defeat his brothers. बच्चों AD 1657 में जब शाहजहां काफ़ी बीमार होने लग गया तो अब वो उसे अपना शासन करने में वो काफ़ी स्ट्रगल करने लगा। तो ऐसे में अब उसके जो चार बेटे थे, दारा शिको, शुजा, मुराद एंड औरंगजेब, इन चारों के बीच में बैटल होने लगा और औरंगजेब ने अपने तीनों भाइयों को हरा करके वो शासक बना। He improvised Shahjahan in Agra and took over the throne of the Mughal Empire. His brothers were killed. Shahjahan died in 1866 और शाहजहां AD 1666 में उसकी मृत्यु हो गई। औरंगजेब occupied the Mughal throne for nearly half a century, during which time he led many military campaigns to extend his empire. During the first half of his rule, he led his forces into north AD 1658 to AD 1682 and later to South India AD 1682 to AD 1707. In this way, he managed to bring nearly the whole of India under his direct rule. However, many historians believe his policies eventually led to the downfall of the Mughals. Let us take a look at some of them. Religious policy. Aurangzeb completely overturned the liberal and secular policies followed by the earlier Mughals towards Hindus. A devout Muslim himself, Aurangzeb reimposed the Jizya, a tax on non-Muslims which had been abolished by Akbar. He even stopped participating in Hindu festivals. He even tried to encourage Hindus to convert to Islam by offering converts high posts and waivers on Jizya. This fueled much resentment among Hindus, especially the Rajputs, the Jats and the Marathas, the Bundelas and the Sant-Namis, many of whom rise in revolt. Rajput policy. The Mughal rulers before Aurangzeb has adopted a liberal policy towards Rajput to win their support. However, Aurangzeb managed to alienate them. He deprived them of high posts in his government, reimposed Jizya and put restrictions on the festivals. He faced a major rebellion from the Rajputs of Marwar due to his policies and interfaces in their internal politics. बच्चों मुगल रूल्स में औरंगजेब ने कई सारे जो रिबेलियन थे, उसने एक रिबेलियन का रूप ले लिया था, इसीलिए जो मारवाड़ के राजपूत थे वो भी उसका सामना डट के करने लगे, उसकी पॉलिसीज को वो बिल्कुल नहीं मानते थे। डेक्कन पॉलिसी. इट वाज ड्यूरिंग औरंगजेब्स रूल दैट मराठा chieftain Shivaji launched attacks against the Mughals. Although Aurangzeb managed to defeat his forces, Shivaji escaped and declared himself an independent king. In the last few years of his rule, Aurangzeb launched attacks on the Deccan powers, especially the Marathas, for supporting his rebel son. His forces managed to annex Bijapur and Golconda. The struggle in the Deccan lasted for 26 years, which put a huge burden on Mughal finances and the army. Aurangzeb's long absence from the north also led to the weakening of Mughal power in the region as the administrative machinery broke down and regional rulers once again rose in power, campaigning against Ahoms and Sikhs. Soon after he took over the Mughal throne, Aurangzeb led successful attacks against the Ahoms in the northeast. However, his success with them was only temporary. The campaign also led to a huge loss of money and soldiers. The conflict between Sikhs and Mughals escalated under Aurangzeb, who captured the 9th Guru of the Sikhs, Guru Tegh Bahadur, and executed him. Guru Tegh Bahadur's son organized the Sikhs into a militant sector to avenge the killing. Under him, the Sikhs launched many campaigns against the Mughals. Later, Mughals and decline of Mughal dynasty. The decline of the Mughal dynasty started during Aurangzeb's time and continued at an alarming pace. The later Mughals rulers were neither strong military nor were they good administrators. Most of their time was spent in palace interviews and in usurping power, except for Bahadur Shah 1707 to 1712. None of the other rulers had the capability to rule for more than a few years. The Marathas had gained strength and were constantly अटैकिंग दिल्ली। मराठास जो है उनमें काफ़ी शक्ति आ गई थी क्योंकि मुगल साम्राज्य जो था वो वीक पड़ने लगा था, कमज़ोर पड़ने लगा था, और इधर मराठास ने दिल्ली पर कॉन्स्टेंटली अटैक करना शुरू कर दिया था ताकि वो दिल्ली को मुगल से अपने कब्जे में ले सके। इन द 18th century, नादिर शाह, डिसेंडेंट ऑफ तैमूर, एंटर्ड दिल्ली एट मोहम्मद शाह's invitation and ravaged the city. He plundered and looted the city for days and left with a loot worth millions, including the Peacock Throne and the Kohinoor Diamond. After him, between 1748 and 1761, Ahmad Shah Abdali regularly attacked Delhi and other important North Indian cities with the sole aim of looting. By 1750, the Mughal Empire was losing its territories to the Marathas, Nawabs and Nizams. In 1757, the British East India Company under the leadership of Robert Clive defeated the Nawab of Bengal in the Battle of Plassey and began establishing its control in most part of the subcontinent. By 1804, the Mughal Empire was reduced to being king of Delhi and had sought protection from the East India Company. After the Sepoy Mutiny in 1857, the British took total control of administration and sent the last Mughal Emperor Bahadur Shah Zafar to exile, thus ending the era of the Mughals. बच्चों अब जाते हैं टर्म्स टू लर्न पर। मनसबदारी सिस्टम, मिलिट्री रैंकिंग, जाजिया, नॉन मुस्लिम टैक्स, दिन इलाही, सिंक्रेटिक रिलीजन, जब्त सिस्टम, लैंड रेवेन्यू असेसमेंट, इबादत खाना, इनफेथ डिबेट हॉल, पिएट्रा ड्यूरा, मार्बल इनले टेक्निक, पानीपत की बैटल साइट, फतेहपुर सिकरी, मुगल कैपिटल सिटी, नवरत्न्स, 9 एमिनेंट कॉर्टियर्स, सुल्ह-कुल, यूनिवर्सल पीस पॉलिसी, जमींदार्स, लोकल टैक्स कलेक्टर्स एंड तख्ते ताउस, पीकॉक थ्रोन। अब आते हैं लेट्स recapitulate पर। Babur defeated Ibrahim Lodi in the first battle of Panipat in 1526. Babur finally defeated Rana Sangha, his biggest opponent, in the battle of Khanua in 1527. Humayun succeeded his father to the throne, but in 1540 was displaced by Sher Shah. Sher Shah and his successors ruled Delhi for 15 years before Humayun recaptured it. Humayun died in an accident within a year of gaining the throne, making way for his son Akbar to succeed him. At 13, Akbar was made emperor. His initial years were spent training for battle. Akbar was tolerant of other religions and encouraged marriage with Hindu Rajputs. He was also a great patron of art and architecture. Jahangir was also a liberal and tolerant ruler like his father. He encouraged art and architecture and was a nature lover. Shah Jahan was interested in buildings and he built many magnificent monuments, the most popular being the Taj Mahal. Aurangzeb wrested power from his ailing father and kept him under house arrest till his death in 1666. Aurangzeb was a fanatic Orthodox whose aim was to establish Islamic law in the empire. His discriminatory policies led to the decline of the empire, even though the boundaries were being extended. Forced conversions, introduction of jizya, destruction of temples led to rebellions by Jats, Marathas and Sikhs. The Mughal rulers after Aurangzeb was ineffective and incompetent, and this led to the end of the dynasty in 1857 when the British sent the last Mughal emperor Bahadur Shah Zafar to exile. बच्चों अब आ जाते हैं असेसमेंट जंक्शन पर। बच्चों आई होप आज की क्लास में हमने जो भी पढ़ा आपको अच्छे से समझ में आ गया होगा। अब आप इसकी एक्सरसाइज की प्रैक्टिस खुद से कीजिएगा।